after a long but fun summer hiatus, to the Rabbi's Roundtable. I'm Rabbi Peter Hyman, and we are coming to you from the studios of MCTV in the basement of the Avalon Theater, and it's nice to be back. As I said, it was a good summer. This is our first show, our first taping for the new season, and I am delighted that my first guest is my dear friend, longtime friend, Michelle Hammond. Michelle is the SOAR case specialist at Midshore Behavioral Health. Welcome to the Rabbi's Roundtable.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much.
Glad you're here. Michelle, why don't you, before we get into the questions, just give us a little background about Midshore Behavioral Health, what it does, how it affects the community, what you do specifically, and we'll start.
Okay, so Midshore Behavioral Health, we're a core service agency that's serving 5 of the surrounding counties. We get funding through the Maryland Behavioral Health Administration to do certain things such as, COC housing, do some forensics. We have a program to help the homeless and people get disability. We got all types of things, anything, children, adolescents, all different types of areas that we do there to help with.
It's an important agency.
Important agency. We do contracting the whole, through the health departments for drugs, helping with drugs, and, resource. We are we're a resource. A whole lot of information.
For 5 counties.
For 5 counties. We serve Talbot, Caroline, Queen Anne, Dorchester, and
Cecil?
No, we don't do Cecil, and Kent.
Oh, Kent, very good. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for the work you're doing, and it's important work, and I know from other areas how impactful what you do is. Let's talk a little bit about how faith communities and places of worship can help assist and move the program forward as you need it. First question.
What the initiative is? Well, one of the initiative, we have this Talbot Go Purple, we're talking about purple. Mental health is one of those things that we have as a stigma in our communities. And I feel as though I brought this up to my supervisor, we're addressing substance abuse. We know there's suicide that's, coming up next month in September, suicide awareness.
Yeah.
What are we doing as a faith community to address these issues? And in some senses, everything is not the devil.
No,
everything is not the devil. It's a mental health issue. So one of the initiatives that I want to is a Purple Worship Sunday, or whatever choice of whenever you worship.
Tell me about that.
One of the initiatives is to have your congregation just to say, hey, and send out some kits on, just to even put in your bulletins. We can give you the resources about with some steps for mental health, where you can call, who you can call if you don't want to talk to your pastor, because sometimes you might not feel comfortable.
That's true.
And we'll go in more about that. You might not feel comfortable in talking to your pastor. That could be something, in one way the church can do an outreach to hand this information out, and we have it at Midshore Behavioral Health to help them with it.
You just hit on an issue that for me is really important, and that is the understanding of the need and the importance for mental health that's not stigmatized.
That's it. Even with substance abuse issues.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it's still a mental health issue.
Absolutely, and I have found, and maybe it's just my own perception, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but there is this great hesitancy and resistance to defining it. I always say, if I come in a sling and there's a cast on my arm, everybody goes, "Oh, what's wrong? And are you okay?" But with mental health issues, you don't see the sling all the time.
No.
And which maybe means that we need to be more sensitive to those things that point to these kinds of issues.
Yes.
And anything that we can do from, certainly from our
leaders
perspective.
and leaders, and it could be you as the leader. You know, you put on this facade in your place of worship, everything, and you probably dealing with a whole, because again, you're looking out as a congregation.
Correct.
To you taking care of everybody else's problems, but who are you winding down to?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So
course.
you know, there's a stigma that I have to put on. You know, and I have to dress this up because I'm the leader, but we'll talk into that a little bit more.
Absolutely, and so how do the leaders, whether it's religious leaders or civic leaders, how do we become more? What are you doing at Midshore Behavioral Health to educate and edify and ameliorate the community?
So this is why I contacted you, because I know you're a good face in the community as a leader. I mean, you are, Peter. You are, and from our work together before, I'm about community.
Absolutely.
I'm about getting the message when it's something that I'm passionate about, because I have people in my family who suffer from it. So it's not even in our culture, it's a stigma. You're not well. We don't talk about it, but we have to start addressing it, and we have to start talking about it. And a lot of people in our community, the place of worship is where they feel safe.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Are we knowing the signs? So one thing I would say as a leader, start a mental health ministry.
Interesting. Any suggestions?
Just make sure you have the resources available. If someone comes to you, do some research on some diagnosis. Host an event where we can refer you to different agencies to talk about, the stigma of mental health.
We can do that. We'll talk more about that offline. No, I, as I said, I really do believe, even in our own community, which is a pretty diverse and good community, we've seen in the not so distant past, actually kind of recently, we've seen the results of people who have not been diagnosed and treated and responded to appropriately cause issues that impact all of us on one level or another, and I won't get into specifics.
Right.
But I think this is a really important issue that we as a community need to address and need to confront and respond, not just with words but also with actions.
With action, that's it. That's why I'm here today.
Well, what can places of worship do to create a plan so that we can introduce these issues into our vocabulary, into our mindset, into our institutional thinking?
So one of the things that you can do is, again, do some research. Again, as I just initiated, you can do, invite people or even you might never know who's sitting in your congregation. You might have a psychiatrist or someone in your congregation. Have anybody ever asked to address that? What are we going to do? Know some signs. Stress can cause you to have some more mental health issues as well, too.
That's what, as you said, we have a couple of psychiatrists.
There you go.
Usually they deal with me because no. No, but that's a good point.
And we are a core service agent, Midshore Behavioral Health. We are a core service agency. We have resource books. You can contact us to get resources with all the different types of services available for you.
And we could partner and put on an event, and
sure,
maybe even reach out to the Talbot Association of Clergy and Laity.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no.
That's it. That's one of our goals and our strategic planning of how we want to address this, to get businesses, communities, places of worship, all of those typical places like that to know. You have people walking into stores, you don't know if they have a mental health issue. It's so much stuff going on.
Yeah. What from your perspective, what are the biggest challenges right now for you?
Well, providers.
Okay. Yeah.
Providers,
Okay.
having enough of the providers in this area who are willing to come to this area for the amount of money that they want to get. That's one of our big issues of having mental health providers.
Yeah, so it's an economic challenge
It's an economic challenge. It's an economic challenge. Yes.
Realization.
Right.
Wow. Well, this is very interesting. Anything else that you need us to understand or want to say or want to share with us as we because you really have laid a foundation at the moment. We'll talk more. This is important.
Even in our places of worship, and wherever you choose to worship, one of the things is, we all go in our Bibles or whatever we talk about, do not judge. Well, yes, do not judge, because it can come back to you some kind of way with a mental health issue. It might not be you per se, but it could be your babysitter. You look at the statistics. You look at people. I will talk about when we have a good event that we're partnering with one of the other agencies to have Kevin Hines to come here. Kevin Hines, if you well know, he's the one who jumped off the San Francisco Bridge, and he survived. So he's coming here.
Incredible.
That is some valuable thing. People, your places of worship, you should be there to hear his advocacy towards mental health. He was diagnosed, but when the time came, it was...
You got to move past the diagnosis to response. Do you have a date for that?
It's September the 19th, and it will be at Chesapeake College at the Todd Center. It's at 6:30? 6:30.
1:30 to 3:30, and then 6.
1:30 to 3:30.
That is for, they're offering CUs for
continuing education.
Continuing education during that time frame, but I think it's a limited setting. But at 6:30 to 8, 6 o'clock at Chesapeake College.
Kevin Hines will be.
He will be in there
speaking and making 19th. A presentation. And
yes,
boy,
so that'll be one way to help get people there.
That's an important thing. You'll come back perhaps, and we'll do a piece on that as well.
Okay.
But thank you for being here. This is an important topic. This is a necessary topic. Not always an easy topic to address or to confront, but the health of the community is a reflection of the health of its population, of its citizens, and whatever we can do to strengthen it and make it healthier is what we should be doing.
And we hold our leaders who, we go to our places of worship, we hold them, this is something, we hold them accountable. Mm-hmm. We hold them accountable. Just don't sweep it under the rug.
Right.
Just don't sweep it under the rug. This is something that's out here, and we need to start being advocacy for it, and we need to start knowing what to do. What can we do? How can we be a help? How can we be a help? How can we be a help?
Right.
Break the silence.
And break the silence is right. We have been talking with my friend Michelle Hammond. Michelle is the SOAR case specialist at the Midshore Behavioral Health Center here in Easton. We've been talking about mental health issues and how religious institutions can be supportive and how we can serve as advocates for the good work that you are doing. You will be back because there's more to talk about in depth in all of this. And one more time, Ken Hines is coming on.
Kevin Hines,
Kevin Hines is coming on
September 19th.
September 19th at Washington College.
Chesapeake College.
I'm sorry, Chesapeake College. I teach at Washington College, so yes, at Chesapeake College. There'll be more information coming out on that.
We'll have more information. You can actually contact our office, and we have newsletters that go out weekly.
Oh, good.
We have newsletters that go out weekly.
Very good. Very good.
With the information.
And so if you want to contact Michelle, she is available at the Midshore Behavioral Health Office. And thank you for being on the Rabbi's Roundtable. Thank you for the work you're doing and moving this important subject and topic closer to everybody's mind.
Thank you for having me on.
You will be back.
All right.
And Easton, we will be back momentarily.
The Avalon Foundation and MCTV programming is proudly supported by Chuck Mangold Jr. of Benson & Mangold Real Estate. Look to Benson & Mangold for all your real estate needs. Did you know? MCTV programming is available online. Find our shows like Rabbi's Roundtable, Carlisle's Chesapeake, The Shameless Picture Show, Conversations with Sherry, and the Avalon Theater Presents at youtube.com/Midshore Community Television.
And we are back, and you are seated at the Rabbi's Roundtable. I'm Rabbi Peter Hyman, Rabbi at Temple B'nai Israel, and We are seated now, the second half of the first show of the new season, with my friend Susie Moore and Ashley Bivens. Susie, as many of you know, is the house manager of the Avalon Theater and
the artistic director.
Director. And Ashley is the building supervisor. Ashley, this is your first time at the Rabbi's
Yes,
Roundtable.
it is. I'm
Welcome,
excited.
Ash. Rabbi, thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for letting me
Thank
do
you.
this for, now it's probably the 12th season, 11th anyway.
13th?
Maybe, who knows? Oh, if it's 13th, then it's my bar mitzvah year. Well, we'll talk about that later on.
Oh, big plans for
Yeah, big
next year.
plans, absolutely. I thought I would invite Susie and Ashley to the Rabbi's Roundtable to talk about not only the renovations that have taken place, and it looks beautiful. If you haven't been to the Avalon to see what's gone on, do either come to a concert or a performance, or just poke your head in and see. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
And to talk about all the new things that are coming down for the next year.
I think we talk about the renovation a little bit.
Yeah.
It started last July after our plein air festival.
Yep.
We had artisan painters come in, and we had been advised to go check out the Beacon Theater in New York City,
Okay.
which is world famous, and it's a gorgeous, it's unbelievable, but like all of the gold leaf trim. So part of our renovation harkens to that traditional 1920s, 30s theater.
Yeah.
And because of we're a historic building, we had to adhere to certain rules. So like we brought in gold trim in the theater, but it looks just gorgeous. I mean, the year was not without its challenges. We could say that. The balcony we did change the rise and run. So now we have, there are better sight lines for the stage.
Oh, cool.
There's more room. What we did is, if anybody had been in the balcony, and we know some people they wouldn't even choose to come to the balcony. Because if you're more than 5'6", like your knees would hit the chair in front of you.
Oh.
So that is, it's really wonderful up there. It's, not every seat is the same size, but there's certainly more knee room for everything. The chairs are wider.
Oh, cool.
And the sight lines are
Good.
Improved.
Good.
And the best part of it is there's a lot of safety features that we've added. There's really great new light, step lights that are really illuminated. There's bullhead lights on the end so you can see when you're going up the steps, and there's handrails, which we had kind of been like restricted on being able to put them in because it wasn't historically true. But we've been able to figure out how to work with the Historic Trust. And, we had Willow Construction. They were the general contractor. They did a wonderful job. Worked with a million different electricians, plaster people,
Sure.
To renovate a 1920s building is not the same as doing a 1980s dry,
Trust me, I
there
know.
was a lot of artisans and craft people
To maintain
who really
the
had
integrity of the building.
So that was really exciting, and now we're pretty much done, except for our punch list. There's and with so much use that we get in the theater, of course now we were walking around just about a little while ago going, and there's a ding, like we need to paint that, we
Trust
will
me,
break it right in.
I feel your pain. The new
Yes,
synagogue.
sure.
And we worked with Willow and Mike Heiner and his team are just
Terrific.
wonderful people. But we find this and this and this punch here and come back, and that comes with a new building. And given that you were starting with a building that was built in the 20s.
Yep.
And remaining faithful and true to historic integrity. Those were real challenges.
And even more importantly, because the theater was built in the 20s, it's designed acoustically perfect. There's no hard edges, It was working with RAL, architects and different specialists who really were able to create the new seating and maintain that integrity of that. So
well, funny you talk about that, because in the old synagogue building, the acoustics were incredible. And my big concern as we went about moving into this new building was to maintain that, and it turned out they did a great job in acoustical integrity, which was important to me, because not only is it that I'm speaking, but we have concerts and
Absolutely.
all that sort of stuff, and we want people to enjoy the space. And it must be a challenge for you, given that you are in charge of the building in a physical way.
Yeah, it is a challenge, but I love what I do,
Yeah.
and I love working for the Avalon
Yeah.
family, so it makes it a lot of fun.
Good, good.
We love having Ashley on board. One of the like, it's not funny, but with we have this beautiful new burgundy carpet that has red stars in it, and once you get the carpet installed, it's that continuing vacuuming.
Oh.
And getting all the fuzz up, and like we said, like it's been ongoing to kind of get everything finished.
Yeah.
It's been over a year,
Yep.
but even like 2 weeks ago, we finally got the final steps carpeted in the balcony, which was waiting on the step light piece,
Yeah.
but like it's still like
Oh, it's,
just all these little fuzz balls all around,
you want to maintain its newness as well.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Very, very cool. So what's coming up in the new year? I know there's stuff on
Sure,
YouTube.
sure.
Stuff has changed, and
Yeah, Nick and our friends at MCTV are really working hard to build content on the YouTube channels. There's a Avalon Theater one and a Stoltz, but I think they're the same channel.
correct.
And then he's also launched a Plein Air Easton
Oh, excellent.
YouTube channel. So anybody out there, Google it, and you'll find it. What's the address? No, but we're really looking to create
Got a
dynamic
presentation.
programming and quality audio with the visual.
Good.
The county is so supportive of the work that
As
we
it
do
should
down
be.
here. So we have a new camera. So we're really eager
Good.
to gather some footage that sound like that you could just put on your computer
Yep.
and listen to while you're cleaning the theater, cleaning your house,
Yeah.
doing yard work,
Writing sermons.
writing sermons, whatever it might be. Or you can also log on to your computer, or if you have a Apple TV or whatever, one of the fancy,
Yeah.
you could just even just watch it.
Cool.
So we're excited to capture some of the shows that we have coming up. This weekend is Labor Day weekend. I don't know
Right.
when we'll air this, but the Monty Alexander Jazz Festival will be celebrating their 10th year,
Yes.
which is just wonderful work that they continue to bring
Amazing.
such high-level jazz
Amazing.
and
It's-
artists to the community. I'm super excited. We've got Dweezil Zappa, who is the
Really?
son of Frank Zappa.
I know.
That's September 14th, and he's doing Hot Rats and other stuff. So what we know about the show is, and they're in the studio now, and I think they kick off after the Labor Day weekend, start their tour. But there's tons of them, and they're just doing all crazy sorts of vocal things. And what, when I talk to the Zappa fans, what they say is that Dweezil is a better guitar player than his dad.
Which is pretty
Which is,
amazing.
you
because
know
his
what I
father
mean?
was not a bad guitar player at all.
Yep, and that's September 14th. We still have tickets. If you are interested in music at the very least, I think it's one that you can't miss.
Well,
because it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be, you may not even like what you hear
Yeah.
at times, but the artistry and the skill that they're going to present on that stage is going to be something
musicianship.
you don't want to miss
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure.
And did you go to in New Mexico? What's it called? Oh, when you look at all the.
Are you thinking Texas?
Oh yeah,
The South?
yeah.
No, not this
South
year.
by Southwest.
Yeah, we traditionally go to a conference in January.
Yeah, okay.
Where we meet with agents, we go and hear a lot of music. One year I did win that pass to South by Southwest
Yes,
to
that's
get
right.
to go for free.
Yeah, that was cool.
Maybe I need to look at some more
No, and
chances to do.
oh, okay, whatever. What else is coming up that we should be aware of?
In the theater we've got great stuff. We've got Winona Judd and The Big Noise coming, and that is just about sold out.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, I'd get on the internet right now and buy your tickets or call us. That's Thursday, September 26th. We've brought back the Classic Albums Live series, and that is 3 per year. And what the artists do is they take a classic album and they play it start to finish, note for note. And it's great. Like, they don't even really want you to applaud in between songs,
Right.
And they are terrific. They're a group out of Canada. This year they're doing The Doors' LA Woman,
Really?
which is a real...
That's a classic album.
Yeah, it's great. Our friend Marianne Peschke she's been asking for a Doors thing for years, so this one's for her. And then they're doing David Bowie's. This one's for me. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, David Bowie.
Oh.
And then they're going to wrap up the season in April. So it goes all year. If you buy 3, if you buy the whole series, you get $10 off.
Cool.
But
Wow.
Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, which is another fantastic album.
Yeah.
We got David Brownberg coming back.
Nice.
There's a lot of great stuff, and we're so busy in the Stolps too.
Yeah.
You know, we it's kind of nice. Like the foundation won't produce any shows this weekend with the Monty Alexander, and I
Right.
think they have, 5 different shows from Friday to Sunday.
I know there's the Friday night is a Nat King Cole review.
Yep, Saturday morning
That's
there's
good.
a
Yep.
free show at
Yep.
11. And they'll do a brunch at the Tidewater Inn.
Yep.
But the Stoltz, we've got some really great dynamic things. We've got a Scottish group called North Sea Gas, like at the end of September. There's Gina Chavez, who is from Austin, really bilingual. So it's a balance, like we will have Session Americana back for Waterfowl Weekend because it's tradition and they're fantastic. But we will also, we bring back some of the regulars that people want, but we try to continually build new audiences and bring diverse programming. So we've got a lot of new stuff.
I'm not being gratuitous. You do an incredible job.
Thank you.
I've said this to you both off camera and on camera. This is an amazingly important institution for our community. It speaks to who we are artistically and in terms of our embrace of culture and
Yesterday we had great news. We were
That's what I was
invited.
getting ready to
I know.
say.
We were invited by the Talbot County Public School System for their back to school day, and we received the award for community partner for the year.
Really?
Yep. So it was.
that's so cool.
It was really wonderful for the work that we do,
well.
busing in the kids. I mean, Ashley's got 2 kids who come and see free performances.
No. That's part of. That is so cool, so well deserved. I know I'm prejudiced. That's okay, but it's true. I mean, part of being an educated human being is having an appreciation for the arts, whether it's visual arts or music or,
Sure.
or whatever, the theater, and I've always been proud of what you do at the Amazon.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just started the after school theater program as well.
Yep, and we're launching that. We're going to do some arts in the schools at Easton Elementary in
Excellent.
particular. That school continues to be the largest and the most diverse. So we're continually working to see how we can best serve them. So this year, Jess has been working on a great program to be able to go to the schools, after school and do an arts enrichment. There's going to be kind of an art program. There's going to be one that kids are going to tell their stories. Oh, and we even have brand new yesterday. We've got an underwriter who is going to underwrite tickets for teachers for the public school system. So it's just like we're so
Excellent.
excited. We're brimming with good ideas and.
It also speaks about the Avalon. People don't contribute to things they don't think are valuable
Exactly.
or worthwhile, and that just speaks to the job that you guys are doing.
And we can't do it without the supporters. So if you're watching
Of course.
you support us, thank you so much. I mean, we are just so thrilled to be able to do what we do for the community and have that support,
Of course,
with everybody.
It's a relationship, and it's an important relationship. Anything else you think we should need to know?
Back to the renovations. I'm excited about the bathrooms. The bathroom is the best thing for me that has gotten renovated.
They're gorgeous. They are just, they're white marble and like gold trim, and we even have a
The
hand
LED
dryer.
lights in the mirrors. Yes, the hand dryer.
I could have blow dried my hair in there
Yes.
today.
I'm laughing because in the new, not to make everything about, but in the new,
It's exciting
in my
when you
new
get new,
office,
yeah.
I have what I never had in my entire life, and that is a private bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mine exclusively. I had to share it with my sister, with my parents, with my
Sure.
roommates, with my whatever. It is mine. So I always tell that. I when people come to that, I say, "Here, this is the best room in the house," and they open it up and they start to laugh because it's the toilet. But yes,
Yeah, everybody that comes in, they're like, "Oh, this is beautiful." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Check out the bathrooms."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It really.
No,
I think where you used to come down to like we're in the basement of the Avalon, and it was kind of dark and kind of dingy and pretty yucky.
Yeah.
And you felt like
Not
maybe
anymore.
there might be an axe killer behind the corner. It feels so safe, and it is so safe, but it
Yes.
is like gorgeous. You know, it's just really pretty.
We are so appreciative of the Avalon. We are appreciative of the work that you do, that Ashley, that you do, that Tim does, that Al does, Jessica.
You've got a great team.
You have an incredible
Really.
team, and it's going to be an exciting year at the Avalon. It's starting this Friday night with
Monty Alexander Jazz Festival.
Yeah, the Jazz Festival, which is an incredible set of performances.
It's a ton of talent on stage in 3 days.
Yep.
It's just
It's amazing.
great.
Take advantage, Easton. It's worth every penny and every moment. So, Ashley, Susie, thank you for being at the Rabbi's Roundtable. You will come back as there's more to report on and the progress and what's coming up.
Rabbi, thank you as
Thank
always.
you.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
thank
a
you.
pleasure to sit here at the round table.
Likewise. And Easton, this is the first show of the new season. Glad you joined us, and we will see you next time on the Rabbi's Roundtable.